I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. Been a real bad I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt.
Alrighty, welcome race fans to another edition of KMA's Wednesday Summer Short Track Series, Wicked Wednesdays. I'm your host for the evening, Ronald Klein. We are at Oxford Plains Speedway, and a little bit about Oxford Plains Speedway. This is a 3/8 mile racetrack located in Oxford, Maine. It was established in 1950. Track was originally a half mile before being shortened to a 3/8 mile. It can host 14,000 capacity. Speedway has the largest seating capacity of any sporting venue in Maine. So there's a little bit about your about the track. Track weather tonight. Looks like the track temperature is up to 83 degrees. Air temperature is right at 82 degrees. It's mostly cloudy. Chance that track temperature may go up. Once again, we are at Oxford, 3/8 mile track, and looks like we're at an altitude of 347.16 feet. Waiting for our qualifying to finish. You'll notice a little change in the overlay. The green light up there designates that currently in this session we're in qualifying. So as soon as that portion of the session ends, it'll go checkered, which it has. So qualifying is finishing and gridding will start.
Congratulations to Brad Ream sitting on the pole.
Going to be a small field out here tonight. We only have 2 cars that qualified. Not sure if there's going to be any more cars that join us. Brad Ream taking the pole with a 16.807. Joel Guy taking the outside with a 17.272. No one else has qualified. Like I said, we'll have to wait and see if it shows up. Those are your two drivers that have gridded so far. See if anyone else shows up. Don't believe so, unfortunately. Still going to be a good night of racing here at Oxford Plains Speedway. Give us a chance to get an up close look at cars, paint jobs that these guys put on the cars. Brad Ream sporting the RTK Motorsports legend. Got a pad logo there in the back. GW Graphics, KMA TV, KMA Racing. That paint job was done by RK Paints and Designs, which coincidentally happens to be me. They will be running, I believe it's 125 laps tonight. Base car ducking in. Will be going green. Green flag is out and they are away. 61 gets down on that inside lane, keeping it down. 91 starting to push to the outside. Whoa, Brad Ream getting it sideways. Gonna have to get back on track. Joel Guy taking the early lead here. Joel Guy getting around this 3/8 mile speedway. Takes that first place and got himself a nice little lead. Joel Guy currently almost 9 seconds out in front of Joel Guy. The old guy choosing to run that middle lane. Be a game of cat and mouse for 125 laps tonight. 4 laps in the books now. Going back and look at Brad Ream and see what kind of line he's running. Not making up much ground, maybe just a little bit. Joel Guy turning some good laps. Brad Ream's last lap was a 17:09.4, while Joel Guy ran a 17:6.82. So Brad Ream possibly could be closing that distance if he continues to run those kind of lap times. Brad Ream slowly knocking a little bit off each lap. It looks like he's now down to 7.6 laps. Sorry, 7.6 seconds. Joel Guy now running more towards the bottom. Put you in the cockpit with Joel Guy as we ride around this 3/8 mile track. Just a two-man battle out here tonight. Looks like Brad Ream is now down to 6.4 seconds back. 13 laps in the books. Joel Guy still leading. Brad Ream slowly cutting into that lead. Once again, we are at the Oxford Plains Speedway. These guys do have a 100% fuel load tonight. Not sure if they'll be able to make it all the way on fuel or not. I do apologize for the broadcasting issues. Very unfortunate. My internet provider has not come out and fixed the issues. Brad Ream now has the number 91 of Joel Guy in sight. He's just 2.6 laps, 2.6 seconds back. Could make it a little more interesting here. Joel Guy keeping it up high, Brad Ream keeping it down low. Brad Ream gets a good run off the bottom. Looks like he may be able to complete the pass on Joel Guy, and does. Starts to pull just a little away from Joel. Joel doing a great job out there, making no mistakes. Brad Ream currently running first, starting to pull away from Joel Guy by just about 2 seconds now. While these guys battle it out on the '31st lap. Gonna go ahead and run our first commercial of the evening. PADD.org, People Against Distracted Driving, something that we here at KMA all take very seriously. A lot of cars support and run the pad logos. All of the RTK Motorsports cars do run pad logos. For instance, this is Brad Ream in an RTK Motorsports car tonight. You'll see the pad logo right there on the trunk. Something that I believe wholeheartedly in. PAD is a very important organization, and the awareness, bringing awareness to the general public should be something on the forethought of everyone's mind. Brad Ream currently out in front. He has put 6.6 seconds on Joel Guy. Go back to Joel Guy and see how he's doing. Take a ride around this 3/8 mile speedway with Joel Guy, coming around turn 4 down the front stretch, gets it up to about 85 miles an hour, down to about 50 miles an hour through the corner, then back into the throttle, back up to, I saw 83 miles an hour there, down to about 57, and back on the throttle again, seeing about 85 on the front stretch as we ride with our second place car of Joel Guy. Go right up with Brad Ream. Brad Ream getting down to about 70, 68, 69 miles in the corner. Not quite as much straightaway speed. Seems like Brad carries a little more corner speed than that of Joel Guy, carrying more straightaway speed. So quite an interesting difference there in driving style, and that's what makes especially short tracks quite unique. We are on lap 47 of 125 already. The night's gonna fly by and be over before we know it. So before I don't have a chance, let's go ahead and give a shout out to GW Graphics for our Monday night sponsorship. I'd like to thank GW Graphics for all that he does, and you can find him posted on the RTK Motorsports cars, as well as Gary Whitmer is part of RTK Motorsports. We carry his logo on each one of our RTK Motorsports cars. To give a big shout out to Blaze Pizza for our Friday night sponsorship, and I'm going to run a commercial, and I'll see you back here in just a minute. And welcome back after that quick commercial break. We still got Brad Ream out in the lead. Joel Guy fallen some laps behind, must have had some sort of an issue, maybe got off track or something to that effect. Little strange for Joel to have gone a lap down. May not have seen it. Must have had some sort of an issue. So I tell you what, let's go ahead. Since we don't have much going on out here tonight, let's go ahead and back it up and see if we can figure out exactly what happened to Joel Guy. Thought that may have seen something there, but I guess not. Not exactly sure what happened to Joel Guy. Oh, there it is. Joel caught the curb there, got a little sideways, spun it around, got her going, but that is how Joel Guy ended up one lap down, possibly 2 laps down. 2 laps. Currently showing 2 laps down according to all the telemetry. So unfortunately, Joel Guy going 2 laps down. Brad Ream can put it on cruise control with lap 59 in the books and 66 to go. Looks like Brad Ream's coming up on Joel Guy again. Joel Guy giving Brad Ream plenty of room as they race side by side through the corners. Joel Guy giving that lower line to Brad Ream, lets him go. Like to say hello to everybody out there on that KMA TV chat. Wish some more cars would have shown up tonight, but as unfortunate as it is, it provides the two drivers that did show up and decide to race an opportunity to race clean and an opportunity to learn some things about short tracks and turning and braking, and that's part of the reason why we started the Wednesday night short track series. So hopefully next week we'll have some more cars. If for some reason we don't, then I guess we don't. One way or another, here shortly we will be filling up on Wednesday nights. We'll be getting a higher car count for sure. Hopefully I'll get my internet fixed here rather quickly too, because I'm really disappointed that I'm not able to bring you guys a broadcast that you deserve out there, so my apologies for that. Hope you guys are enjoying the race though, and like to jump to our next quick commercial since we don't have a ton of action going on out here right now. Jump up to Brad Ream, check out what he's doing, and gonna go ahead and throw out our next commercial for our Tuesday night sponsor. Want to put out a big thank you to Jason Russo and Pro Automotive. And as we're back from commercial break, we're still watching the number 61 of Brad Ream leading the way. Lap 70 of 125 in the books. This thing's going to be over before you know it. Can't play the game tonight with you guys. I could play a trivia game if anybody's out. I know Chris is out there and Becky's out there. So I tell you what, since you two are out there, I'll give you guys one shot, one trivia question with the opportunity to take home a little something special. No, not take it home, but take something special. Let's see. There was a music festival held at the stadium in Oxford Plains. If you can give me the name of one of the 5 bands that played there, I will send you something special. Back to our race. About to put lap 75 in the books. Brad Ream leading 47 laps. That means Joel Guy leading the rest as we look at Brad Ream and then jump back to Joel Guy. Joel Guy leading 27 laps. Now I am showing Joel Guy 3 laps down. There's your race summary for this evening. Right now, your leader, Brad Ream, 77 of 125 laps completed. We've only had one lead change, no cautions. That was a good guess, Chris, but that is not one of the bands. On June 25th, 1988, the Monster of Rock Festival. I probably just gave too much away. It'll probably make it really easy to figure it out now. As said before, unfortunately, just two cars out there. Brad Ream out there in front. Joe Guy 2 laps down. Actually, 3 laps down. They're updated. We are on lap 81 of 125. Thing will be over here, and well, we got 40 laps to go, and these guys are doing lap times in the 17-second range, so about 400 seconds. What's that figured out to be? About 8 minutes, 9 minutes, something like that. 7 to 8 minutes. So if there's no cautions, this race could be over in about 8 minutes or so. As we take a look at, I don't have a bell, Miss Whitmer, but that is correct. Van Halen was one of the bands. The other bands were the Scorpions, Dokken, Metallica, and Kingdom Come. Now, Becky, I do owe you something for tonight, and remind me, do I still owe you something else from last week? As we check back in with our race leader, Brad Ream, setting a pace out there. Currently running in the 17.389. That is correct, Chris Hogue. Not sure if you caught that before or after I said it, but that is correct. So because you both answered it, I'm going to give you both something different, and I'll get you guys this information. Brad Ream turning in a lap time there of 17.189. Looks like he's going to be running up on Joel Guy one more time here. Brad Ream slowing down a little bit there on that lap. He's down to an 18.207 as he was running about a second faster. Running that inside lane. Brad Ream getting up on that curb. A little bit scary when you do that. You can get the car real loose. He does manage to get around Joel Guy. Keeps it straight and starting to pick up a little bit of lap time again. Back to a 17.3 lap time. as we ride along with Joel Guy around this 3/8 mile racetrack. See Brad Ream just ahead of him. Hear that engine whining up. And the last sponsor of the night. No commercial yet, but obviously RTK Motorsports bringing you Wicked Wednesdays, and tomorrow night's Thursday Night Thunder. Again, hopefully we'll get our internet issues straightened out and get the broadcast a little cleaner. I'd like to thank everybody that came out tonight. We appreciate it, and hopefully this will grow into a little bigger series as we complete lap 100 of 125. Just 25 laps to go. Joel Guy catching that curb there, going for a little off-road excursion. Gets it back up on the track. Jump up in the sky and make sure Brad Ream's not close to him there. That could have been a little hazardous for the both of them. Joel Guy unfortunately falling 4 laps down on a small short track like this. When you make mistakes, you can definitely fall laps down very quickly. We see Brad Ream in the background there. So for Becky and Chris, what do you think of the new overlay? Think you'll enjoy it. Watch when we get to the last lap and the last 2 laps actually. Pay attention to where the lights are. Cool thing about tonight, no cautions, but if we would have seen a caution, the lights do change. So that's something that's different. Tell me what you think about that. Brad Ream on lap 107. Now 108, just 17 laps to go. Brad Ream looking very strong, looking like he's got it in the bag. Going to be coming up on Joel Guy here. Like Brad Ream taking it easy, not wanting to make any mistakes and get into Joel Guy. Appreciate those comments out there. It's always nice to have feedback on any kind of changes that we make. Brad Ream looking like he's content to just run behind Joel Guy. Finish this out as Joel loses it and goes a little high in the corner there. Jump back 1 spot to Joel Guy and see if he's got her back up on the track and getting her around here. Gonna go ahead and Back that up. We got 12 more laps to go. We'll back that up real quick and see what happened to Joel Guy. I think he just got a little loose as we come through the front stretch here. Yep, just drove it in just a little bit too hot. Got her off the track just a little bit. Doing a little bit off-roading. Back up on the track and good to go. Showing just 10 laps to go here. I'm going to put you in the cockpit with Brad Ream as we get ready to close this race out. Oh, looks like these drivers had enough fuel to make it the entire way tonight. Not sure if that was by strategy, by letting off, or if it was by that they just had enough fuel. These cars don't burn a lot of fuel, so we have to talk with our drivers after we catch this checkered flag and see what they have to say about it. Maybe enlighten us a little bit as Brad Ream continues to turn lap after lap in the 17-second range with just 6 laps to go. Looks like he's gonna cruise to the win. Brad Ream crossing the line on lap 121 with just 4 laps to go. Looks like Brad is definitely gonna bring it home in first place. We walk around this car one last time. If we can see Joel Guy. Joel Guy about a half a track away. Just 2 laps to go. Brad Ream will be coming to 1 lap to go. Brad Ream coming to the checkered flag. Brad Ream throwing some donuts out there. Get these guys up here and talk to them real quick. Alrighty, Joel Guy. This is Ron Klein in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I got a copy on you, Rod.
Alrighty, wow, 125 laps, caution free, not a big field, unfortunately. Not really disappointed with that. Saw some good racing with you guys tonight. Brad made a mistake early, you made a mistake late. Talk to me about your night, talk to me about the car.
Oh, I need to run about 60 laps the other direction now to unwind. I was about to get dizzy from running in circles so much because there is no straightaway on this track. I mean, you're turning the whole time. Arms feel like rubber bands from turning all night. Car was good to start with, and it started pushing. And once I got off, made that mistake and got the tires hot, I lost control. any control of the car whatsoever and started dropping time because of that. But other than that, it was a good race, and I enjoyed it.
Talk to me about the fuel load. We gave you guys 100% fuel load. Wasn't sure what that would do, if you guys would be able to make it on fuel or not. Did you guys have plenty of fuel to go, or did you kind of have to play the fuel game at all?
No, we could run up to 200 and some laps off the fuel. I still got 2.89 gallons of fuel left in the car.
Alrighty, well, that's one of the things with the short tracks. We were trying to eliminate the pit stops and whatnot, make it more interesting races. And I'll tell you what, 125 laps caution free. We had not done that yet on the Wednesday night. Tonight's the first night, so congratulations to both of you on managing to not bring out a caution flag during your minor incidents. And congratulations on a second place finish. Before I let you go and go talk to Brad, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Uh, well, you, Ron, for putting on this league. I wish more of our drivers from KMA would have showed up because it would have made it a lot better racing. But it was fun. These cars are fun to drive. I wouldn't mind having one of these races set up on the Legends track at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Well, that's something to think about in the future, maybe for next season, since we've got this season all wound up with all the tracks. And of course, I know one of your favorite tracks is Myrtle Beach. We might be adding that one next season as well. So once again, congratulations on a second place finish. Great job tonight. Thanks for coming out and supporting KMA and RTK Motorsports and the Wednesday Summer Short Track Series.
Thank you, Ron. You have a good evening.
Thank you, sir. Alrighty, and as we jump over to Brad Ream, Ron Klein, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Ron.
Well, how about it, Mr. Ream? I believe, and I could be mistaken, but I believe you just got your first win in KMA.
This definitely was. First win at KMA, first win for RTK Motorsports sponsoring this here.
Well, big congratulations on that. Saw you make a mistake early. Thought you were in a little bit of trouble there. You fell some 9+ seconds back, and slowly but surely you just reeled Joel back in, and then from there it looked like you didn't make a mistake. Didn't really catch what happened. I mean, we kind of caught it, but I didn't bring the replay back up. What exactly happened? Did you just get loose coming off the corner? Did you catch the curb?
Well, to be honest, I was checking those mounds out in practice, and lo and behold, apparently there's a gigantic magnet buried under one of those there at the end of pit road, and it sucked us right around. As you saw later in the race, somebody turned it on, and it got Joel. So I'm not sure if race officials know about that, but I would just be a little careful about that, especially when you're a little hammering on the throttle on that low line.
Copy that. Well, once again, very impressed. You brushed off the incident and really went out and drove a really good race. Joel had a little bit of trouble, but boy, you put some laps on him, and would have been really interested to see how you would have fared with a bigger field with a bunch of guys out there. But nonetheless, talk to me about your night here at Oxford Plains. Did you enjoy the race?
Yeah, I was a little concerned after the magnet was turned on, and they turned it off, and we got back out on track. And it's just a testimony to Joel Guy and his perseverance and staying out here and running with us. So happy he did that. It's great to talk and get to know people, and talk with Joel for very long, and you're gonna learn something about someone, something, or some industry. So always great discussing with him. Had a fun race tonight. We figured out pretty quickly this is a rhythm track, and if you can get off that throttle about halfway down the stretch, if you even want to call it that, the car will really turn in, and that's a testimony to RTK Motorsports and the boys back in our garage putting together a great car for tonight's race.
Yeah, and that is something that I actually noticed. I was watching you. I was actually watching Joel first, and I was noticing that he was hitting about 85 down the front stretch, about 83 on the back stretch, whereas you were only barely touching 80 on the front and just about the same on the back stretch. But your corner speeds, he was down into the 50s and you were carrying mid 60s through the corners. So I'd have to agree with you. It seemed like you found something tonight, and I know Joel's listening, and he might be able to go back and watch the replay and see what you were doing. And next time we come back here, might be in a different car, but I'm sure the same philosophy and driving style may carry over into the next race, even in a different car. So.
Yeah, in practice, we were kind of driving it hard in, and felt like it was kind of tearing the tires up a little bit. And we found that rhythm, that throttle rhythm, and the way this setup handled it would just fly through the turns. And so, as they always say, you win races in corner speeds, not necessarily straightaway. And I think that's true for this track.
Well, copy that. I'm glad you got it figured out. Got to talk to you real quick about the car. Of course, I mentioned in the broadcast, painted by RK Paints and Designs, which happens to be me. And talk to me about your paint job.
Yeah, it's that is you. And but I have yet to have a bad comment or even a funny comment about the paint shop at RTK Motorsports. And this paint scheme kind of reflects my daughter's original version. Both Alexis and Aaliyah, they wanted to put a little pink and a little purple into it. And just to give you an idea, even Joel tonight said it was a pretty looking car. So kudos to you and the paint shop boys, and the lightning pattern, and just happy we could put it in Winter Circle tonight.
We'll copy that. There you have it, folks. Brad Ream gets his first win in KMA, driving for RTK Motorsports. Very proud. Wish there would have been more cars out there and with the same result, but nonetheless, you are the winner tonight. Nothing to be taken away from that. So congratulations, and please burn down the house while I close it out.
Thanks, Ron, and we'll see you on Friday, hopefully.
Copy that. Alrighty, folks, and there you have it. Brad Ream winning here at Oxford Plains Speedway, 125 laps, caution free. Was a great night of racing. Again, wish we would have had a few more cars out there, but that's just the way it is. Maybe next week we'll have more, just like we did last week. Big shout out to Brad Ream and Joel Guy for coming out and supporting us tonight. A couple of other guys who came in, unfortunately, must not have been able to stay for whatever reason. Wish they could have, but I had a good time. Thank you to the fans out there, especially Becky Whitmer and Chris Hogue, for tuning in and watching the race. I know there's a few other people that are watching the race. I want to give a big shout out to them as well. Don't know for sure because they didn't queue up in that KMA TV chat. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. On behalf of KMA TV and RTK Motorsports, I'm Ronald Klein, and thanks, and see you next time.